Howdy everybody, I'm Voltz and welcome back to the Danganronpa animation, TV show, anime, whatever you like to call it. And even though I've watched episode 1, which is, public, I also watched episode 2 and 3, and that video in itself is actually unlisted, and you can actually find it in like the playlist in the description if you like. I only unlisted it because I feel like it might avoid copyright, I'm not entirely sure, but we are finally at the finale of the Danganronpa animation, and yes, I have not, reacted to the rest of the episodes, only because I would just be saying, oh yes, this is the thing that happened in the game. It would just be like a lot of that, and that's not really reacting, that's just like comparing something to something that I've already reacted to in the game, playing the game. And because this animation is adapted from the game, it would not feel worth it to, react to every single episode and just sort of be like that. I will say though, throughout watching each and every single episode, whilst I still like the animation style that they're using, the writing, some of it is sort of like cut out. Like, comparing this to the game, some of it is cut out, and you, like, a minute later, a character references something that was never even said in the dialogue. And obviously you know what happens because of, playing the game or watching someone play the game. In this, there's just dialogue that was never said, but yeah, a character references it, and it's so funny how things are just cut out, probably to fit in to the, I don't know, schedule of the episode, like the time frame of the episode. I don't know, that maybe it's for pacing reasons, I have no idea. But that is just so interesting how dialogue just came to be like that. And apart from that, the episode just sort of rush itself as well. Like, when you're actually playing the game, you have a bit more of an option to, talk to people and, gain their friendship there and, just talk to people. But in this show, it's rushing through it to get to the finish line, and I can understand why people say that the TV show adaptation is such a rushed version of the game. I can understand that now. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to watch this and judge it on myself. And yeah, it's pretty much rushed, and unfortunately so. I'm hoping that the animation for the third Danganronpa is not as rushed, because I assume that they had to get through the amount of chapters that are inside the game and adapt that to TV form in animation format, and that is just an insane job. And something else I wanted to mention, with the characters' voices, I find it so interesting how Makoto sounds like Makoto from the game, and Byakuya doesn't, and neither does Monokuma. And I actually looked this up on the voice cast for the Danganronpa franchise, and turns out that the voice actor from the game, or the voice actor of Makoto from the game, came back for the TV show, but the same can't be said for Byakuya and Monokuma. And I think Kyoko even no, wait, hang on. I think even Kyoko has a different voice actor. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, the TV show version is different from the video game version, which I just find so interesting. Why Makoto comes back, but the other main characters don't come back. I mean, maybe because they were busy, or maybe because they weren't interested in coming back for the TV show, I don't know, but I just find that interesting. So before we actually get into the final episode itself, which is actually during the class trial, which I'm not sure why the class trial, why this episode starts in the class trial rather than, you know, rather than the class trial starting in the episode. Like like the episode, because I finished off the last episode. The episode's finished whilst the class trial was already in action, which, yeah, I just find a bit odd, but, yeah, and I just realised that this one's about half an hour long. Okay, and yet the other episodes have only been, like, I don't know, 20 to 24 minutes long, which is okie dokie.
Fraternal twins, invariably at odds. One rough-hewn military.
Okay, I gotta admit, this is louder than I thought it would be, so how about that?
Minded. The other cunning and compulsively attractive.
And unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any subtitles. Yeah, no, there doesn't seem to be any subtitles, unfortunately, but, hey-ho.
And Enoshima were twins.
But if you were sisters, why wouldn't... I mean, don't siblings usually share a last name or...
Come on, we've already covered this. The bait and switch name game is a common device. Sorry you can't get your head around it.
But that would mean you killed... Oh God, you murdered your own sister?
My reasons for doing so run deeper than the ocean. Ha! No, I was just bored.
I do apologize.
To be fair, I think I'll watch, like, the class trial, like, sort of on my own, and maybe, when it is over, I will maybe, like, come back.
So you switched places? Yes, quite right. Although I hadn't allowed for how unlike we were, how distinct. Not by a mile. It was not easy. She tended to behave like a supporting character.
One thing I like about this is, once again, the animation, because it's taken from the game, like the animation style is taken from the game, and it's just been enhanced with, like, I don't know, a little bit more detail of animation, because as you could see from the character's mouth moving, it's literally like the same as the game, just, you know, a little bit more animation involved, and yeah, once again, I like that. But because the thing is though, I don't know if I think I prefer the game to the animation now, because I was thinking to myself, maybe I might prefer the animation to the game, but I think I definitely do prefer the game to the animation, mostly because, like, it's a bit more interactive, and it has just a lot more, like, emotion involved, and plus the pacing of it. You were able to sort of control the pacing of it a little bit, because with the animation, you've just got, well, I mean, you can control the pacing of it by pausing the video, of course, but you have the characters talking, like, you know, constantly, and sometimes there's subtitles, sometimes there isn't, unfortunately. But when it comes to the games, you have, like, someone talking, and then, like, you interact, and then, like, the next person talks, so you have the control over that, and plus the music is still flowing, like, you can still hear the music flowing within, like, your immersion. But when you're pausing a video here, the music is just gone, because you've paused the video. So that's, yeah, I definitely think I prefer the game in this sense. Even though the game only has, like, 2D sprites, and the animation when it comes to the characters is a little bit lackluster, but That's not really the main point of it. The point of this is for the animation to flow greatly, but the point of the game is, you know, the visual novel style and stuff like that.
You all kept clamoring for the outside world. Well, as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for!
You know what? Another thing that I just can't stop thinking about is I feel like the reason possibly for why the voice actors for like Monokuma, Byakuya, and if I remember correctly, Kyoko. I cannot remember if what I saw on the voice casting, if her voice actor from the game came back to the show, or if it was a different one. I genuinely cannot remember which one it was, but I feel like the possibility of them not coming back is because of, you know, doing the whole game again, but in animation format. Because, you know, they've already done the video game, it does feel like a hassle to do the game again, but in animation format, and I'm kind of surprised that Makoto's voice actor actually came back for the TV show, for the animation. Because, like, when it comes to Danganronpa 3, and I know that I'm not there just yet, but judging by how people have said apparently that you need to, in order for it to go through it like properly or correctly or something, you need to go through the Danganronpa 3 animation and then go through the Danganronpa 3 video game. And so going by that sort of thought process, the voice actors would be willing to go along with the animation version first and then doing the game, because, you know, it's like adding on. It's not been an adaptation, but it's adding on to the animation, like an elaboration. So because you're not doing the same thing, you're not regurgitating on what's happened in another medium, I feel like it would be fine. But according to the voice cast that I saw online, even with the animation and the video game being different, you know, with Danganronpa 3, as far as I'm aware, the voice cast is still going to be different. So I just find that interesting how that's going to be the case.
Post-apocalyptic hellscape.
My brain refuses to wrap itself around this! Get a hold of yourself, we need her!
Bada boom! Sorry for the delay, I'm all yours!
This is vitally important, so no straying from the point, understand? I want you to look at the video feed and tell me whether the footage brings anything to mind.
Video feed? Whoa, who's that?
Hi, I'm the mastermind.
Ah, nice to meet ya! I like to think of myself as an educator.
You're pirating us!
You know what, I mean, I've already seen that in like other class trials, but it just amuses me how is he literally just using stuff from the game in here. Because you've even got like when they're in the class trial, when you're picking the truth bullet from the truth bullet selection, and then you're like shooting the truth bullet at one of the statements that the character is saying, you literally see it happen in this animation, like a bullet going straight for someone's like face and then shattering, and it's just it amuses me just because it's taken literally from the game, and it's a nice adaptation from the game, but I kind of wish that it didn't do that, because it just for me it's just so obvious that it's taken from the game. It's trying to be like the game but in animation format. I just wish they didn't have that truth bullet visual. I just wish that, you know, the characters were just like, this character is saying something, oh no, you're wrong about that, or this is incorrect, instead of just shooting a truth bullet because it's from the game. I don't know, it's a bit weird, but I wasn't really a fan of it, and still kind of not really a fan of it, because it feels like I'm playing the game, but I'm not playing the game because, you know, I'm watching the animation. It's weird.
Now you just crumble and set up house like a mastermind wants? Hell no! That's a sham and you know it! Even if the world had gone to hell in a handbasket, wouldn't they have fought back? This is an opportunity! Round 4! We can rebuild! Your family may be penniless, but you can't afford to give up! Look, you're alive! Meaning there's a chance to start over! Long as you choose life, their legacy thrives! Get off your ass! Go out and restake your family's claim! Well played, sir. But just so we're clear, I need no encouragement from the rank and file like you. Welcome back. Frankly, I'm offended. You truly think me susceptible to the wiles of a lunatic? I've made a promise, and to men of breeding, our word is our bond. I vowed to kill the mastermind, and indeed I shall!
That's so hot! That cinches it for me, my gallant darling! Where you go, I go!
That's the spirit!
Before you go thinking I'm all noble, I could go either way, as long as it's the fun way! And besides, wherever my sweet Togepi goes, I will follow like a lamb!
What about you, Miss
Okay, so it's clearly definitely not like the video game, because I specifically vividly remember when Makoto sends the hope bullet into Byakuya. Literally, the Danganronpa soundtrack starts playing, and that's when I like lost my shit, because it was such a great moment. I remember it so fucking vividly, and the fact that it's not in the same animation, it means it's the worst animation ever fucking made.
You may look at yourself as a lightning rod, but I don't believe that's a reflection of reality. I think you fill an entirely different role. You stay positive for us. Even when your luck is at its lowest ebb, when all seems lost, you fight for hope. When the rest of us would give in, you persist. Lady Luck doesn't snub you. She depends on you.
And that is when Makoto is the best.
Intense. Way to go, Naegi. Spouting off, rallying the troops, staring me down.
Screw a bunch of that! You and your sparkly rainbows go to hell!
Doesn't
Okay. Okay. It might have redeemed itself. So yeah, the music I was talking about is literally... Okay.
matter where it comes from now.
You are an imbecile.
And maybe it's flat out presumptuous of me to represent hope.
I can ease you!
I mean, as much as I'd like it playing here, it's interesting placement. I guess it's because it's like the one true moment of hope defeating despair. That's probably why it's being placed in this moment, which, you know what, I appreciate.
I won't let you drive us to despair!
You will bow down before me!
Ha! Never! Whatever happens, I will hope to the bitter end!
Who you trying to scare?
My chin will stay up!
Death awaits you all.
Whatever curveball I'm thrown!
How he despises it, precious!
Whatever's waiting outside!
Okay, the amount of zooms into the eye, come on, man.
Leaving! Well, I'd say the jig is up. Pity, you nearly succeeded.
Time to lock in our votes and finish this!
Let's make it happen, guys!
Bring it to its knees. End the ceaseless tribunals. The murder, the suspicion. Stop this and move on.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! The more you pull up your guns, the more I'm gonna end you! Despair for tomorrow! Despair at the thought of the unknown! Despair that your memories are meant to last!
Sorry! Despair only wins if we let it!
What's happening?
Goodness me. Okay, that was a bit of flashing imagery, and I apologize for anybody watching that. That is not flashing imagery, that is, like, I do not like that. That is, like, too much flashing imagery, holy shit. I mean, I appreciate the moment, but the flashing imagery, I do not. You know what? I love that. I love that Monokuma is sort of carrying itself in a way, because, you know, Monokuma is being controlled by her, and the fact that Monokuma is carrying her away in this animation is just... I just find that so amusing.
And like that, the last classroom trial came to an end. Hope's Peak was finished. We were free.
So there's literally like about 5 minutes left, and I actually am interested in how it ends, because will it end the exact same way as the game? I mean, I'm assuming so, but I'm still interested, so
Free
we're going to continue from here.
The hard part was over, or so we thought.
All right.
I know for a fact I'm going to have relatively the same feelings and emotions here as I did when finishing off the first game. The emotions and feelings are just going to come flooding back to me. I just know for a fact it will.
Suppose we have to do this eventually.
Yay, Toko's back.
Were we just like facing off against the mastermind?
It's okay, we won actually.
So we can leave this nightmare?
Mm-hmm. Of course, there's no telling what's waiting for us out there.
Well, look at it like this. There are more possibilities out there than there are here. Sure, there'll be despair, but hey, buck up. Hope's waiting patiently too. And if it's not, hell, we'll bring our own.
Not a bad way of putting it. Not a bad way of putting it at all. Thank you for showing us the way.
Mm-hmm. First thing I'm gonna do is find a donut shop and binge. After that, life can hit me with whatever it wants.
That's your big plan for out there? Donuts?
Yeah, I can make my own. That'd be awesome. Unless there's no flour, then I'll just start planting wheat.
Let's go, we're not getting any younger. And I gotta say, Naegi, with you leading the charge, I'm excited about our prospects. For the first time in a long time, the sky's the limit.
Thank you, Kiri. With me leading the charge, huh? That's a good one. No pressure. Not sure what we'll do, but I have a feeling it'll be big. All right, let's do this.
I can't say I'll miss this place much, but it does feel kind of strange to leave.
Before we go, I just want to say congratulations.
You know, one thing that I love about this sort of scene and these moments, it's also the reason why I sort of like it as well in the game, but because this is like an animation, I just like it even more, because when we had that class trial, like, there's so much sort of like music going on, and so much like talking going on, and so much exposition, even from Junko, who's, you know, saying a bunch of exposition. And so this scene, this moment, is just so slow, but it's so filled with, you know, characters just speaking to one another about, like, you know, how characters speak. It may not be like the most realistic sort of character dynamic in the world, but it's as close as you can get to like characters speaking and like just you know, feeling the moment of the characters, and that's just like what I love about this moment so far.
It's kind of our graduation ceremony, isn't it? Hope never dies.
And this
Not
music,
if you
yo.
refuse to let it. However scared you are, you gotta push forward. Always. Yes, it takes courage. But remember, courage isn't about not being scared.
Honestly, I'm surprised that Byaku didn't say anything. Well, I mean, it's not over just yet, so he might. But I just love how Toko has something Hina has. And I think Hira might have. I actually do not remember, even though it just happened. But Kyoko definitely has. So, again, the scene is not over yet, so they might still say something.
It's about being scared and finding the strength to continue. In the end, hope opens doors. Hope opens doors, and we walk through them.
Okay, so it ends the exact same way as the fucking game. Oh wait, okay, so we've got this. Oh wait, it's gonna be the same as the... Yep.
Interesting. You thought that was it? Bet all of you thought I was a puppet, didn't ya? Honest mistake, lots of people do. But I am so much more than that. I'm your damn principal!
Okay, so yeah, once again, that was the same as the game, but I remember the one from the game saying...
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed.
Like, I literally can't even get that sort of quote out of my head. Like, that is just like... That is ingrained into my memory of, like, the ending of this game. But okay, so that is the end of Danganronpa, the animation. And I'm glad I did this, because I wanted to sort of share with you guys my experience of Danganronpa, and, you know, I wanted to share what I thought of the animation. I could have, you know, watched it on my own and, you know, made a whole video just talking about it, but I felt like I needed to actually, you know, watch it in the moment and then, you know, share my thoughts in the moment, because then I would sort of like forget, I guess, about my thoughts, unless I decided to note down my thoughts and then say it in a separate video. But I wanted to try this out, see how it went, and yeah. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. The next Danganronpa thing that I'm gonna be getting into, I think, would be Danganronpa 3, the animation, because I have played, well, halfly played Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls, and when I say halfly played, I played like chapter 1 and chapter 2, and then for the rest of the chapters I sort of just watched a video on each chapter from chapter 3 to chapter 5 and sort of just, you know, reacted to it like that. And I did that, like, you know, on another channel because I didn't want to, I wanted to sort of document myself, you know, watching through the whole, like, you know, chapters, all of the cutscenes. But of course you're gonna see a lot of, you know, my nonchalant face, you know, my very, very normal face reaction, like, a lot of the time. And unless you like decide to, like, I don't know, skip through to your favorite parts to watch my reaction, it's completely up to you. But I've documented my reactions in a way that it's all there, and you can decide whether you want to skip through it or not. It's completely up to you. But yeah, I did it that way so that's easier for everybody. So anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope everyone enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out, everybody.